Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI dashboard related tutorial by Slidescope on our channel Colorstay. In this part, we are learning about how to create this type of dashboard which is created on the UK road accident dataset which is received from Kaggle. We got a file from GitHub which contained this type of Power BI dashboard and we just try to replicate it. And the main purpose of this particular tutorial is to explain student the use of various calculated measures like current year accident count, current year casualties, use of how to create grouped columns, and how to create a calculated table that will help us in finding out these type of values year over year accident, year over year casualties. These type of values will be calculated and with the help of DAX. So let's get started and see how we can create a dashboard like this. Hello everyone, this is an overview of the UK road accident analysis dashboard that we got from GitHub. In this particular dashboard, you can see the different UK road accident related charts and visuals. And in this video, we are learning about how these charts and visuals are created and how the calculated fields are created here. So first of all, we have to see the data and understand the data for the project. The data given here, in the data we have accident index, accident date, we have day of week, junction control, junction detail, accident severity, latitude of accident, the light conditions. So this is a categorical data. Light conditions can be daylight, darkness with little lighting, no light. So you can see here. Local authority district detail is there. Carriage, way hazards, longitude. So with the help of latitude and longitude, we can locate the location. Number of casualties in that particular case, number of vehicles involved, police force, road surface conditions. So road surface conditions can be dry, flood over 3 centimeter deep, frost or ice, snow, wet or damp. We also have the road type, that is dual carriageway, one-way street, roundabout, single carriageway, slip road. What is the speed limit, time, urban and rural area. So whether the area was urban or rural where the accident took place, weather conditions, fine plus high winds, fine no winds, fog mist, these type of values are there. In vehicle type, we have different type of vehicles: van, taxi, ridden horse, pedal cycle, other vehicle, motorcycle over 500 cc. So there are various factors that you can use to see what factors will contribute towards an accident or increase the probability of a accident. Vehicle type is a group that is created like bike, bus, car, van, etc. We also have light conditions, weather conditions, road surface. So this type of data set is available here, and on one of the GitHub account they created this type of dashboard. So we decided to explain, one of the students requested this, so we decided to explain this and thought that it will be good for other students also who watch our videos on YouTube. So here first of all a calculated table is created. So to create a calculated table called calendar, what they have done, they have used the calendar function. And in the calendar function, so this is data table, okay. So what we have done here is minimum data accident date, maximum data accident date. So this calendar will be created with all the dates falling between the minimum data accident date and the maximum data accident date. So this particular icon here simply denotes it's a grouped field. Okay. If we will right click it, you can see we have option to edit groups. In edit groups, you can see group members are dark. So darkness, lighting unknown, these are dark and day with daylight. Okay. So here the field used for grouping is light conditions. The name given is light conditions group, and dark and daylight, these type of fields are there. So if you will simply see the light conditions column, in the light conditions column, you can see there are different daylight and darkness related values. So what is done here is it is simply grouped as either dark or day. Okay. So this is a grouped field that is created. Similarly, road surface condition is also grouped. So for this, if you will see, the column that is used is road surface condition. Okay. In road surface condition, it is either dry, flood over 3 centimeter deep, frost or ice, snow, wet or damp. So in the group that is created, if you will edit group, you will see they have created a group like dry, snow, ice and wet. So they have divided the data into three groups. So if you right click on any value and create a new group, you will see these options. Okay, and it will automatically rename it as whatever field you are choosing. It will put groups in the blank. Let's say we are creating a group 2. So here we, you can select, for example, dry, group as dry. Okay, so for example, flood and wet or damp, we select this by holding control or command key, group. So this is flood over this. Okay, and similarly frost and ice, we can group as frost or ice or snow. So this is a simple thing that you can do, and right click to change its name. Okay, so we don't want to do it because this was already done. I was just showing you how to do this. So creating these grouped fields will help us in further analyzing the data. So road surface conditions are either dry with snow or ice or wet. Okay, so these are groups. So you can see similarly we have vehicle type group. So vehicle type, there are many vehicle types given. Okay, so the vehicle type group that is created, in the group you will see it will be either car, bus, bike, agricultural vehicle, other vehicle or van. Okay, so in the similar way you can create this group. Similarly for weather conditions where you have so many values like fine plus high winds, you also have fine no high wind, fog or mist. So they have been further grouped into vehicle conditions. So weather conditions. Weather condition is either fine, other, rain or snow or fog. So this is a good example of how to create groups from multiple values, and this is very useful thing in Power BI, a useful functionality in Power BI. Now after this, they have also created some values using the total year to date function. So on our channel itself in the chapter of DAX, we have explained total YTD and date YTD function in Power BI with examples like total YTD, you write your expression, you write your date. The total YTD function is used to calculate the year to date total for a given measure or expression. It simplifies the process of accumulating values from the start of the year to a specified date. Okay. So here you write expression, date, your filter and year end date. For example, total YTD sum of sales amount to this date. Okay, suppose you have a sales table with column sales amount and a date table with a column date. To calculate year to date sales amount, you can use this. Okay, so in the similar way, in our given example, we can see CY accident count. They have used total YTD. So the expression that they are using is count. Count of accident index. Accident index is basically every accident value here has a unique index. Okay, so that's why with the help of this particular CY accident count, so with the help of this you can calculate current year accident count. So with the help of count expression you can create current year accident count, because in the second argument we have given the calendar date. Okay, and in calendar date, the dates are 2021. So you already know that when the calendar table is calculated, it is calculated with the help of minimum data accident date to maximum data accident date. So this date column will be created. Then your month value is created like this. So to show month value in three characters like Jan, Feb, like this. So you use format. So this is a calculated field. Okay, a calculated column in this table. Another month number is also a calendar date, which will give you the month number with the help of month function, and year we have calendar date. So obviously we have explained all these DAX functions in Power BI. So you can see financial data analysis, format operations, important filter functions, important date and time functions. There we have explained all the functions. All those videos are there in the playlist. So if you want to learn them, you can go and see those videos. Okay. Now, after creating these calendar values, if you just want to carry on, you can carry on here also. These calculations are there. I will provide you these calculations and this file as well, the link to download this file as well. It is on GitHub. So here we have CY casualties, so which is current year casualties. Here in the casualties column, numerical values is given like number of casualties. Okay, so for example, number of casualties can be 1 to 48. Okay, in that, so which is a very high number, unfortunately. So here you can see in CY casualties they are using sum function, because here to calculate the total year to date casualties we will use the sum function. Here we will not use the count function, because in the count function the values will be only counted, only number of rows will be counted. but we have to count the total number of values here. Okay, so this is current year casualties. These two calculated field. Now, as we created current year accident count, we have also created previous year accident count. The previous year, same period last year. Okay, with the help of this particular function. So we also have covered this. So same period last year. So in DAX, the same period last year function is used to compare values from the same period in the previous year. So is simple syntax is simple. Same period, date. Same period last year, date. So calendar date 2000. So here, let's say we created a date table like we did here, and total sales we created. So same period last year will be calculate total sales same period last year as your date. Okay. So we mostly do this. We create a calculated table. In that calculated table, we have the minimum and maximum value given in the data set. And then with the help of same period last year, we will calculate, you know, count of accident index, that is count of accidents in the same period last year. And similarly for casualties also, we will use the sum function here, and here instead of current date or instead of calendar date, we will use same period last year calendar date. Okay, so this will calculate your previous year casualties. Similarly, we can, when we have calculated this, like total number of accident happened current year, total number of accident that happened last year. So we can also calculate year on year accident. Okay, year on year accident will be, so this YOY is simply year over year. And in year over year, it will simply compare the two dates and calculate the value. So CY accident count minus PY accident count divided by PY accident count, which will give you YOY accidents. Okay. So for example, if you want to see the year on year accident value, so we will simply click this and we will actually show this in a card, which is minus 11.7% year over year accident. And similarly, we can also calculate over year casualties. So these type of this is minus 11.9%. These type of calculations are done mostly in sales or financial analysis also, where we want to analyze year over year profit, year over year sales, year over year, cost of goods sold, revenue, things like that. So this is a very important thing that we have to do. So now we have understood how or what type of calculated fields are used here. We also have time of accident. Now to create a dashboard, it is very simple. uh, they first of all, a card is created here. Okay, so a card is used here. In this card, the field used is current year casualties. So total current year casualties is 195.7k. Okay, and here also they have used a smaller card. How to create it, I will show you so that you can understand. For example, we already know YOY casualties. Okay, so we will simply reduce its size, go to call out value, and let's say reduce its size to 14 pixel. You can see it is very small. Okay, and we will disable the call out label. So we will have this value, and we can simply resize it. Okay, by selecting it in call out value itself, you can change its color to anything as per your theme, whatever you want to choose. You also have more colors. Suppose you want to display any color. Okay, now this is there. Now in order to calculate total casualties this particular card, so first we have created a card where we have disabled the category label and selected the value in a small font. Then we will use another card. In this card, suppose this time we want to display total casualties. So we already created total casualties. So to display the total casualties, the field, the current year casualties field we will choose is like this. Okay. Now here you also have category label. You can disable it. You can go to general tab, enable a title, and let's write total CY casualties, or you can check the spelling. So this, and make it bold and align it to center. Okay, you can enable a divider. Spacing is something that you can reduce. Custom spacing, like a space before title area, something that you can reduce. You can do it like this, and then you can put this value something like this. Here you can enable a border so that you can understand. You go to effect, enable a visual border so that you can increase its size, and here you can put your other visual like this. If your visual goes behind hiding, From here, go to format and send backward. Okay. So this way you will have your visual over it, and we can reduce its size. So this way we can display this type of value, and something similar has been done here. So here, what has been done to display all of this. Now there is one more way. You can go to shape. I will show you how to create one, and similarly you can copy it for others. So you can go to insert shape, and let's select a rectangular shape. So a shape will appear like this. Okay. Here also we will disable title, and we will disable all other things, and choose it in visual. We will display the callout value as white color value. Okay. And we will display it here. Here in your background, so you can go to effects, disable the background. So now that value will start showing over it. Go to format and send your card to backward. Okay. Now you can adjust it anyway. So when we create a card like this, then we have more control over it. Like we can put it anywhere. Obviously some border is showing here, so we'll disable the border. Okay. So this way you are free to move your cards anywhere, and you are free to put these values also anywhere. Now this value is also having a border, so we will simply go to effect and disable its background. Its color is not visible over this color, so in value color we will choose something like this. Okay. So this is done here, and something like this is done here. And here we will simply go to text mode and write total cy, not sales, total cy casualties. So here we have calculated casualties. We will write casualties, and we will simply align it to center. You know, now we have option to place it wherever we want. Make it bold, increase its font size to let's say 14, make its text white. Go to effect, disable background. So now it will also become white color, and here you can display it. Okay. So this is a simple way of showing a card like this. Here that's why you can see we have this. So this is a card, and you can see it's a card. This is also a single card. So we have this. If you want to reduce this group's entire size, select them. Let me try to do it once more. So you can reduce them, so you can you know resize them one by one. So you can reposition and resize them as per your choice. So this is simple total CY casualty. Similarly, you can copy this, paste this here, copy this, paste this here. So this way you can create these type of charts. Okay. So here they have displayed 5 charts. In here total CY accidents. So you just have to write CY accident count here, and here you have to replace year on year accident. For example, I'll show you after replacing one also. So for example, CY casualties, CY accident count. So here just change the text to total CY accidents. Okay. And here 11.9%, that is year on year casualties. Here you will write year over year accidents. Okay. So this value will be here. So that's why you will see something like this. Now here you have fatal casualties. Now in fatal casualties, uh, what what is displayed here? It is displayed CY casualties. This particular card is selected, and so let's select the CY casualty that is already selected, and here we will simply rename it to total fatal casualties. Okay. Now here also year on year casualties. Here we have a filter. CY casualties is all, you can see. Now for this visual, we will simply bring another uh, visual, that is accident severity. Because in accident severity, let us bring here, it is fatal, serious or slight. So when you will select fatal, we will give you this data. Similarly, over this small guy here, we will again bring accidental severity and call it fatal. So you will have the same numbers that you were seeing there. Similarly, we can also create one for total serious casualties. Okay. So here we will create one for total. Here is for fatal. Let's try one more time. So I will simply delete this for now. I will select this entire thing so that a text box is also selected. then copy and paste. Okay. So for example, we want to display total serious. So here we want to display total serious casualties, and here instead of fatal, we will simply choose serious and okay. And here also we will do the same thing because we want to show the change also. So for this filter, so when you create a calculated field like this, as you see like CY accident or current year casualties, and then you calculate the year on year change. So you can see by applying your filters, these values are also changing. Suppose you want to bring another visual here, you can simply reduce their size, and after reducing their size, you can bring another visual. I will just show you. This is because this is very simple thing. Here we have just used, instead of fatal and serious, we have used the slight casualties. Okay, so this is one such example. Now to create a chart like this, as you can see here, so here if you have to create current year casualties versus previous year casualties with a monthly trend, so the fields that you are going to use is number of casualties in the y-axis, month value, your calendar month value that you just calculated previously, Jan, Feb, you remember the format value in triple M, so that you will use on the x-axis, and in your date hierarchy, okay, uh, in your date hierarchy from the calendar value, you will only select year as a legend. When you will select year as a legend, because this legend basically is used to divide the data and you know tell the values in form of colors. So this blue line represents 2022 trend, and the purple line or the purple area represents 2021. So you can see current year casualties versus previous year casualties, that in 2021 they were more and 2022 they are less. So you just drag your chart here. Okay, you can adjust it height or width as per your choice, and here in x-axis you will choose 1. Okay, in y-axis you will choose total number of casualties. Okay, so it will show you as per the monthly value, and in legend, because we want to see year by year data, so from here you can bring year as a legend, so it will show you some data like this. Obviously you can resize its shape and all. So as per your analysis, you can go to title, and this is sum of number of casualties by month and year. So you can write it like CY casualties versus PY casualties. Okay, and you can give it a bold font style, align it to center, select whatever theme color you want to use. In your chart background, you can go to effects. In your chart background, you can select any background color. Suppose you are selecting a dark background color, then in that case, in your visual, for example, x-axis and y-axis, everything you have to make as white color. Okay, like in y-axis also values in lighter color or white color. Similarly, your title also should appear in light color, something like this. Okay, and these are your legend values. So your legend values should also appear as a different color. Let me share text here. And for your background color here, you can go to general tab, effects, and choose a background color, for example, as you have used for your other visuals also. So I think we have used this background color. So here in style, more color, I will just copy this code, and here in general effects, background color, more color, I will just apply this code. So this way you can simply uh, select it. If you want to make this as a curved border also, enable visual border, choose the same color for your visual border, and apply something like 12 pixel radius. Okay, so this will create your py casualties. Okay, obviously now you can see your second legend value is not visible. So here, so let's select lines, solid round, and change its color to something like this color. Okay, so from here you can change the color. So this is a simple way of replicating a dashboard like this. Now this is casualties by urban or rural which is a simple uh, donut chart. So for that, we can simply click on a donut chart, and you know we can align its width like this. Here in legend, we have to choose urban and rural. So we will select urban, so urban or rural area in the legend part. So it will automatically create your legend values, and we have to use the current year casualties. That's the calculated field that we created. So we have to bring it here, not here. Just select this and here in values. So this will create a chart like this. Here we can go to legend position. Bottom center will be good. Okay, and this is CY casualties by urban or rural. So you can change the title to current year casualties by urban or rural. And I think it is good. We just have to align it to sector. Or to make it shorter, we can simply copy what is written there. Casualties by urban or rural. Again, this is something if you want to give it the same background, you can choose any type of background here. So for example, in effect, your background, let's choose any different background. Or if you want to choose the same background, then you have to apply different type of title and different settings. For example, make the title white, make your legends value white. Okay, so make your legend text white, and your values also, detail labels values also light color. And now I think it is better. And as we did, we can simply go and go to general tab, effects, here visual border on, and 12 pixel radius. We can also enable shadow if you want to give some kind of highlight to it. So you can always enable a shadow. Obviously later we can match the colors. Obviously we'll see colors are not matching, but again, this will also do, and you can match the colors accordingly. For example, in background we will choose one of the recent colors, and now you will see one of your slice is not visible. So you can simply go and choose a similar color that you choose, selected from your previous one. So this is the casualties by urban and rural. What we can do, we can select all of them, shift them a little up, because we can simply copy and paste it here. Okay, its size is similar. Let's do one more thing. Select them once again, shift them a little upwards, copy and paste, so that we have a little gap. So here we will copy it. So we also created various calculated groups. Okay, for example, light conditions. So here you can simply bring in the legend field your light conditions group, and obviously some part of it will not be visible, so just change the color of it. Okay, you can choose your earlier selected theme style or a different theme style. So this is casualties by urban rural. This is not urban rural. So this is casualties by light conditions. Okay, we also created another group, that is road surface conditions. For this, let's try a clustered chart. In our clustered chart, what we are going to do, we will simply bring road surface conditions on y-axis or x-axis here, and in values, we will simply select the number of casualties. So, for example, like this. This time we will simply change it to stat bar, and in x-axis, y-axis we will bring road time. Okay. So we don't want to bring count or any aggregate value. So we simply bring road time here, and here we will just bring number of casualties. Okay, so now yes, it will put. So this is single carriage, dual carriage memory. Here we will simply go to background, format visual. There we have to make a lot of changes. Here we have bars. So there is one thing that you can do. You can all select one bar for every value, or for example, you want to give us different color to single carriage memory. So what we usually do, let's say a very dark color to the highest value, then dual carriage value, little lighter value, then roundabout third value. So we will select something like this. Okay, Then your fourth value is this. So we will select a lighter color. And your last value, the lightest color. Okay. This way you can see value going from very light pink to very dark. Obviously it's not pink but black color. So it will show you, uh, you know, this shade represents the magnitude of value. And here you can enable data labels. You can see the values as well. Okay. And here it is sum of number of casualties. We can also use count distinct, and we can also use current year casualties here. Okay. Now you will see it is appearing in millions. Obviously we don't want to show it in billions, so you will go to values. Here in data labels you have option to choose the value unit. Okay. Let's see, let's display unit, let's display 1000. So now it is better. And this is CY casualties by road type. Let's say, okay, I will agree to this. I will choose a white color. I will tell you why. I will align it to center, make it bold, because with for this entire graph also, in effect, I am going to choose a background that we have selected so far. Okay. Now we have to make data label related changes. See, the entire purpose is to teach you formatting also, because many students ask us to share detailed formatting. That's why we are doing it. Then on y-axis, let's select the color like this. On x-axis also, we will select values color like a light color. Okay. Title also we can select as a light color. So we have a simple graph representing current year casualties by road time. We also can select this and go to general effects, shadow border 12 pixel, same color. Now we have option to display the map chart. For the map visual, what we have done here is it is casualties by location. So local authority or district is selected as a location, and average of latitude is selected. So in the data set, latitude and longitude are given. Okay, the average of latitude is given in the latitude field, average of longitude is given in the longitude field, and this is optional. Tooltip is when you will take your mouse over it, you will see this entire data. So sum of number of casualties and sum of number of vehicles is given in tooltip. In tooltip, you will see all these options. So we will simply copy this and we will simply paste it here. So that it appears like this. And obviously, you can select a dark color, bright color, whatever color. This is your map data. In your bubble size basically represent the numbers. Okay. The first thing is to understand is that your bubble size represents the number. So we have not selected any number. We have simply given location as local authority, latitude and longitude like this, and sum of number of casualties like this. For example, if you drag sum of national number of casualties in your bubble size, you will see for some cases the bubble size will increase. But this way, only their gathering will increase. You also have one very important thing or very interesting thing to do here is enable heat map. This way you will see some darker shades. Okay, let's zoom in. You will see in some areas we have dark shades of blue. Those are areas with high intensity of number of casualties or accidents. Okay, so you can enable a heat map also here. You can go to settings in your bubbles. We have some colors. We can select the color as per our theme, whatever you want to choose, so that it kind of represents something related to your theme. As we have enabled background, we will enable background for it, visual border and a shadow, so that, and with visual border we'll select the same color, so it kind of represents our data. And in our border we will give a simple rounded shape. So we have this rounded shape, and let's take it up to the full screen. Adjust it height. So with the help of these guidelines you can adjust the height and width. So this is a simple graph, obviously similar, but another way of creating the same dashboard. To put our title here, let's try to reduce the size of these cards, the height of these cards, and here we can simply put a title. So this title is simply a text chart, so we can copy and paste it here. It's a simple text chart, not a chart but a text box. So from insert you can add text box as we have done, and we can choose a different color according to our theme, so that we can represent this. Now, one very interesting thing that they have done here is they have used some icons here. Okay, what you can do, you can go to a website like Icon Finder, or you can generate the icons with the help of AI anywhere. For example, car, ambulance. Okay, you can choose the icons. I am just selecting free icons with no link back. So for commercial use, it does not require linking back to the designer's website. But please read the, whenever you are downloading icons from here, please read the license terms and conditions if you want to use this, or you can use any free website like Font Awesome or anything that you can use. So you can bring those type of assets here, and we have taught how to bring those type of assets in previous videos also. So you can use these icons, but I'm just telling you about this particular card here. This particular card here is a multi-row card. Okay. Now what happens with a multi-row card? When you will select a multi-row card, it will ask you to select your fields here. Okay. So here we also created another group, that is vehicle type group. We will create that group, so it will give agriculture, bike, bus, car, the different type of vehicles that are there. And now we also have different type of, we can bring another number visual here also. So the number that we are going to bring is CY casualties. Okay. Now it will create something like this for us. So agricultural, bike, number of casualties. Okay. Here when you will go, we can disable the category labels, because we already know that these are the casualties. Okay. We will go to title, enable it, and we can say CY casualties by vehicle group. Okay. Just align it to center, bold. So this, and in your visual, your call out values are small, so you can increase the call out values. You can make them bold. You can choose their color, whatever color you want to choose. Similarly, your cards are there. Okay, so in your cards we can increase the values. We'll just increase them by 16 or 17, 80 I will give, and make it bold. You can choose a different color like green color for it. Okay, and this way you can choose it, and now you can bring your images here if you want. So this is something that we can use, and after creating it we can simply copy it and put it in our dashboard. Obviously we just have to focus on values, so we will simply bring it here. Okay, so this is a simple data. Now obviously styling is your choice. What I will simply do here is I will simply enable a shadow and a visual border which will be same as this, so that it somehow represents our theme, and you can align it anywhere. Just a minute. And similarly, we can bring the filters here. These filters are nothing but simple slicers. In slicers, you have to select a field, and I have simply changed their properties, like in effect, color. I have chosen here visual border, same radius, shadow. Obviously, shadow color is also something that we can choose as per theme. So this is filter. So for example, if I want to see snow data for weather condition, fine for other weather conditions. Sorry for the noise. And obviously color and theme, this type of changes do need a lot of you know efforts, so you can choose it as per your choice, as per the data here. And this is a simple dashboard. We can bring it to center, and if you want to enable any kind of effect here, you can enable shadow, and if you don't want visual border, you can keep it. I will just reduce its size a little bit, so that we don't have this scroll bar. And I can simply bring a simple image here. So this simple icon represents two vehicles colliding, which I will simply put here. So as per the context of the data set. It's your choice. So this is simply you can run accident data analysis, obviously as per the data set, and we got this data set from Kaggle. Only for educational purposes, we have seen how to create something like this. We can select all in your slicers. Obviously, you have various type of settings, like you show them as a tile, you show them as a vertical list, you show them as a drop down. So here, because we have the various values and the space is less, so we can display it as a drop down, and you can see everything is, you know interactive here. So this was a simple tutorial of creating different visuals with the help of various DAX related calculated measures, calculated tables, and calculated columns. If you like this tutorial and if you would like to learn more videos related to Power BI dashboard, we have many examples on our channel. Examples of grocery stores, examples of taxi ride data set, examples of Olympics, football, cricket matches. So you can explore our playlist and see those videos as well. You will learn a lot. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day.